So walk me through, like, I know every day is a little bit different for you, but walk me through, like, a traditional day of, like, being a creative executive and head of editorial over at Boom.
Oh, a traditional day. If only there were such a thing. I mean, I guess a kind of routine day is probably a couple meetings, a meeting or two. It depends. I do regular meetings with all the editors. I do some monthly meetings that are focused on different parts of publishing or market meetings and stuff like that. So probably a meeting or two in there where I'm going over a project or multiple projects or a season of scheduling or something like that. A lot of scheduling, when I can, though I got to kind of pick my days on that because that's such sort of I'm working so far ahead on things where it's like being able to sort of sit down undisturbed and stare at 2020 and mess around and do stuff like that and get that going. But try and find some time to be doing that. Obviously, answering emails as best as I possibly can, and reviewing a lot of stuff. I'm reviewing cover dress and things on all the books that we're doing. Sometimes, reading new issues that people are sharing of projects that are launching. All over the place. I might be talking to operations about, I want to do a crazy holofoil cover on Power Rangers or something. Like, let's figure out how to make it work. Or, working with marketing on some different stuff of letting them know some things that are coming up and when we're expecting stuff.
So you have to, so they have a little bit of hype to get stuff going.
Yeah, for sure. There's a lot of, I guess my day is like a lot of editorial, but also like a lot of the other departments as well. Like I interact with all of them in different ways. So
you have to keep everyone abreast of what's going on, and you have to kind of like steer the ship in a way that like, this is what's coming up, so this is what you need to know to do your job.
Right. Well, and it's like too, it's like if I'm the one who's spearheading a crazy idea, like deciding to, polybag Power Rangers number 25, there's a lot of people I need to like sit down and talk to make sure everyone has the information they need, that we have a schedule, that we are doing our job on the financial end and costing and making sure we're all prepared for that. How's it going to get designed? All those different things. So that'll usually be me running around a little bit. Luckily, I get a chance to like not sit down and walk, which is good for the soul.
Yeah, if you're working and staying up, keeps you in good health and gets you going. You get more done that way.
Exactly.
Well, I wanted to touch base on something you said earlier.
Yeah.
So in 2020, you said you're looking that far out as of.
Oh yeah.
So now we're like mid 2018. So you're still like 18 months ahead, and looking at like the schedule and like what's coming out that far ahead.
I have to be.
Wow.
I mean, it's the only way to, one, make people's lives easier in the office and making sure creators, editors, and again, people across the organization have ample lead time to not be rushed as much as possible on as many projects as possible. But also just like the book market side of the business functions on this extreme timeline that is so much different than monthly comics and distributing through Diamond and soliciting through previews. You have to be out ahead because we're distributed by Simon & Schuster, so we're delivering seasons of content to them like so far ahead of time so that they can get their heads around everything and go out and sell it to buyers in the book market who are ordering, super far in advance on things. But also making sure that everything's very targeted and the strategy is there. It's like, what are we looking at for holiday? What's the stuff that we want to position for conventions? All that kind of stuff. So, got to be as ahead as possible.
That's just incredible to me because I feel like a lot of other companies are like 6 months ahead and they're like, oh yeah, we know what's coming up in previews and we know that this next month is this, but that's still 6 months, and to be 3 times that is just incredible and just shows how focused you are to be able to balance the now with a year and a half from now.
It's taken a lot to get there. I mean, don't get me wrong, there was plenty of years where it was like down to the wire and times where we're like, what the hell are we soliciting next month? All those kinds of things, which are very, very normal. especially for a younger publisher that's trying to do stuff on this crazy monthly cycle of comics. But luckily, we've put together just such an incredible team, and everyone's just very good at what they do. So it just makes it easier and easier to get a little further out every year.